An uneasy calm prevailing over Kabul, with the Taliban entering the outskirts of the Afghanistan capital. In the latest, the Taliban says that they want a peaceful transfer of power in the next few days. Negotiation talks for a transition of power are underway, but government workers are fleeing the city in helicopters. The government assuring that President Ghani has not resigned.
من به نمایندگی از نیروهای دفاعی و امنیتی افغانستان به همه شما اطمینان میدهم که امنیت کابل تامین است. نیروهای دفاعی و امنیتی شما به تعهد خود مبنی بر دفاع از کابل متحد هستند. نیروهای بین المللی آماده هر گونه همکاری با نیروهای دفاعی و امنیتی افغانستان هستند. قسمی که همه شما در جریان هستید، دیروز رئیس جمهور افغانستان یک مجلسی را از بزرگان افغانستان داشت. در اون مجلس همه صلاحیت‌ها را به اونا واگذار کرد تا یک هیئت که قرار است فردا برند به دوحه در روی مسئله افغانستان به یک توافق برسند. تا او زمانی که یک توافق در کابل صورت نگیره، در افغانستان صورت نگیره، ما به همه شما اطمینان میدم که امنیت کابل تامین است.
There seems to be panic amid the Kabul residents. Traffic jams and long lines of vehicles can be seen on the streets of Kabul as the people are scrambling to either get home or to their families or to leave Kabul. Afghans trying to flee the country are waiting at the border to cross into Pakistan at the border town of Chaman. People carrying their belongings are standing at the gate crossing point manned by Pakistani soldiers. Terrified Kabul residents are being forced to withdraw their savings. Hundreds of people formed long lines outside banks. Some bank branches appear to have already run out of cash. In a nationwide offensive that has taken just over a week's time, the Taliban defeated Afghan security forces and they have taken over major cities and provinces. Let's go straight across now to our correspondent Anas Malik, who is joining us live from Kabul. Anas, take us through the latest that we have at this point, also in terms of the evacuation mission being led by the United States. Antony Blinken saying that the Kabul embassy staff are being moved to the airport and insisting that that mission has been successful.
Well, lots of back and forth today. It's been an eventful day here in Afghanistan, especially in the capital city of Kabul. The day started off with Taliban claiming at least 3 more provinces, taking their tally to 24. Then we saw them claiming another 3, taking their tally to 27. And in the midst of that, we heard from the presidential palace that there was a meeting that was ongoing between President Ashraf Ghani, US Special Representative for Afghan Peace, Ambassador Khalilzad, and senior NATO representatives as well. And just a short while back, as I was standing up for the live to go on air, it has now been confirmed by the Afghan press, citing their sources, that President Ashraf Ghani has left the country. There were increasing reports, rather rumors, of President Ashraf Ghani leaving the country, but now the Afghan press is confirming. Our sources in Urg have also confirmed that President Ashraf Ghani flew from Urg to the Hamid Karzai International Airport, and from there he is leaving for a third country. This is what our sources are also telling us. His first vice president, Amrullah Saleh, there were reports earlier as well that he has left the country. Now that has also been confirmed via sources that Amrullah Saleh has also left Afghanistan. In a tweet, in a strongly worded tweet, Amrullah Saleh has said, and I quote, that he will never he will never be sharing the same roof as the Taliban. So hinting that he might be moving or he might be leaving. And now there are reports coming, credible reports that are coming, that Amrullah Saleh too has left. Additionally, the other person who has also left is Hamdullah Mohib. This is what sources are claiming on Hamdullah Mohib, that he has also left. The National Security Advisor has also left with President Ashraf Ghani. It is unclear where they are headed to. It is speculated between two destinations, first being the United States through Qatar in Doha in Qatar, or second being the bordering country of Tajikistan. There are increased speculations, and I emphasize again, there are speculations on the President Ghani's final destination, but Afghan press is reporting that President Ashraf Ghani has left. As I said earlier at the start of the day, the Taliban were literally at the gates of Kabul. We saw some of them entering the city, came until the PD5 Khoshal Khan, but then they were asked to leave by their own senior commanders, and they were asked to, or rather advised to wait until at the gates of Kabul until quote-unquote victory is theirs. And this is what the Taliban had said in their statement. They said that they were in talks for a peaceful transition of power, and now with President Ghani leaving Afghanistan, as per the media reports here in Afghanistan, as per Afghan media reports, it seems that the transition of power, the peaceful transition of power that was being emphasized upon, now stands completed. Molly?
Very crucial developments coming in, as Anas is telling us regarding the departure of Ashraf Ghani from Afghanistan. Anas, for our viewers who might just be tuning in, Ashraf Ghani, as you're telling us, has left Afghanistan and has left for a third country. Any confirmation on whether he has left for Tajikistan?
Well, as we speak, there are no confirmations on which country, which is his destination, or what country is his final destination. But the Afghan media, citing its sources at the presidential palace, has confirmed, number one. Number two, our sources as well at the presidential palace have also confirmed that President Ashraf Ghani has indeed left the country. There are increased speculations with regards to President Ashraf Ghani's final destination. It can be Tajikistan, the neighboring country. That's just a 40-minute flight. Or it can be the United States of America through Doha in Qatar. So it is unclear where President Ghani is headed to, but the Afghan media is now confirming, in fact sources at the Afghan presidential palace are now confirming that the increased round of negotiations that had been ongoing throughout the day for a quote-unquote peaceful transition of power has now led to President Ghani being given going out of the country or leaving the country, or as Taliban say that he was quote-unquote given a safe passage. So this is what we can confirm. There are, as I said, there are increased speculations with regards to his final destination, but in all likelihood he is to fly to the United States of America through Doha in Qatar. Molly?
Stay with me, Anas, as you're telling us Amrullah Saleh also is believed to have left Afghanistan. This is the latest tweet that has been put out by the Vice President of the country. I'm quoting, "I will never, ever, and under no circumstances bow down to the Taliban terrorists. I will never betray the soul and legacy of my hero, Ahmad Shah Massoud, the commander, legend and guide. I will not disappoint millions who listened to me. I will never be under one ceiling with the Taliban, never." What does one make of this statement that's been put out, Anas? Also, as far as the talks are concerned, the power negotiations that were underway, do we now presume that they are over?
Well, the transition of power is currently ongoing as we speak. The negotiations might have been over for the time being, but there is no settlement per se. There is some sort of an understanding, though, that is with regards to President Ashraf Ghani's future, and that one of the leading news agencies, Reuters, it is quoting its sources and saying that President Ashraf Ghani has flown to Tajikistan. As I say, to what I know, to what my sources are telling, that his final destination could be, the emphasis is on could be, the United States of America through Doha in Qatar. That is still unclear. But on the matter of First Vice President Amrullah Saleh, his tweet is very clear that he will never be sharing the same roof as the Taliban does. And there are the helicopters that we saw earlier in the day. They've now stopped hovering over. The number has drastically reduced. Earlier we saw about 8 to 9 of them hovering over, in and out of the US Embassy, in and out of the Afghan presidential palace. If I can just move and I can just show you this, there is a helicopter that is hovering over even now. Perhaps if you can see, that is towards the US Embassy, and that side too has the Afghan presidential palace. So it is unclear from where exactly was this helicopter heading to or coming from. But what I can confirm, that President Ashraf Ghani has left the country. This is what has been confirmed by the Afghan media. His destination is unknown. There was a lot of chaos within the country, especially in the past 10 days, where we have seen this renewed offensive launched by the Taliban of taking over provinces after provinces day by day. And due to that, they've overran 27 provinces. This fresh offensive started on the 6th of August. That was on Friday, last Friday. They first overtook Zaranj in Nimroz, that was in west. That is a key border crossing. After that, they went down north to Shebarghan, the capital of Jozjan province. They overran the city of Kunduz. And then after that, we saw a series of provincial capitals being overrun by the Taliban, as latest as this morning, where the Parwan province, which is just in very close proximity to the north in Kabul, that was overrun by the Taliban. In fact, they had put out videos of overrunning the Bagram airfield as well. And Bagram airfield's prison as well, which has 5,000 inmates, those who are high-profile inmates as well. We saw pictures being put out. We saw videos being put out. So it was clearly, it won't be wrong to say that it was a clear collapse of the system, because we could not, the system was nowhere to be witnessed. In the past 2 weeks, it's been about 20 days since I've been here, since I've been reporting. I've met the Afghan security forces, I've been on the roads, I've met the people, I've met government officials. But if I talk to you about the sentiment, today when I went out on the road, people were angry. People were frustrated. Yes. People were disappointed. Why? Because they said that the gains of the past 20 years were just to be undone within some minutes. And the fact that how the government forces are not putting up resistance or not putting up a fight is a matter of frustration for them. And we saw that frustration being transpired. That was leading to chaos as well. So by and large, these 20 days have been a roller coaster, at least here in Afghanistan, especially the past 10 days since we saw this renewed offensive. And now that coming, at least for prima facie, that coming to an end with President Ashraf Ghani leaving the country. Yes, Molly?
Indeed. Stay with me, Anas. Let's also get a quick update from our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant. Siddhant, the fast-paced developments all through the day, things changing with each passing hour. As Anas is telling us, the situation on the ground remains extremely volatile. Any confirmation at this point on whether Ashraf Ghani has left for Tajikistan?
Well, a close aide of President Ghani has confirmed to WION that he has left the country, and the country is Tajikistan. This is the latest. In fact, I just got a message from another close aide of Amrullah Saleh, who is confirming as of now to WION that he has also left Kabul. This is what we are getting latest. So both the first vice president and the president of Afghanistan are no longer in the national capital, Kabul. This is official confirmation given by close aides of both these personnel to WION. So a day of dramatic development in Kabul, and of course everyone in the region sitting with bated breath over what is happening or what is transpiring in Kabul today, because Exactly, nobody knows what was happening. We saw the visuals, and every moment there was a development which was happening. And as Anas was describing about the situation on the ground, he has been on the ground for last 20 days and the situation has escalated. Now, of course, right now, nobody knows who is governing the country. Most likely, what could be a possible thing which can happen now is that he hasn't resigned, or there is no confirmation on his resignation. So he could ultimately remain as the president in exile of Afghanistan, and in exile he continues to be part of the entire negotiations and talks, and unless he does not resign, Taliban of course cannot legitimately claim the governance in Afghanistan. So it looks like now there will be a long ride or long conversation on what happens next in Afghanistan, but the action which was happening perhaps comes to an end. Now it is time for talks.
Indeed. For our viewers who might just be tuning in, as our correspondent Siddhant Sibil is just telling us that he has received a confirmation through a source that the president of Afghanistan, Ashraf Ghani, has indeed left Afghanistan. He has left for Tajikistan, is what our correspondent is telling us. At this point, with the way the things have transpired on the ground and the fast-paced developments that we have been getting to you, at this point, with Ashraf Ghani departing from Afghanistan and the Taliban terrorists been seeking a peaceful transition of power. Remember, the power talks have been underway. Siddhant has been tracking those developments along with our correspondent Anas Malik. Siddhant, let's also talk about where things go from here. As you're telling us, uncertainty continues to be on the horizon for the people of Afghanistan. But as far as those power negotiations, the power talks are concerned, do we know of any concrete outcome at this point?
Well, the talks, we saw that there were developments when it comes to talks or negotiations. In fact, early in the day, I spoke to the spokesperson of the Afghan president, who confirmed that there are talks which are happening with Taliban. I also spoke to Sohail Shaheen, who confirmed that Mullah Baradar is right now in Qatar. He is not in Kabul, because there were reports emanating saying that he perhaps is coming to Kabul for a formal takeover. But it is something in a realm of still speculation, because there is no official confirmation. But it is now given that it's end game for the Afghan government. As we knew, it is a government we are looking forward to, perhaps a transitional government. We know that some names have also cropped up when it comes to the next president of Afghanistan. A compromise formula being talked about is something that is on the table, because what was believed that the Afghan government and Taliban can come up with a transitional government, but the power sharing has completely failed. The leadership has left. The view from Delhi is that this is an evolving situation. We can't comment basically on what is evolving right now, but we also know that India has been in the process of bringing its civilians from the country. In fact, there is one flight which is coming from Kabul to New Delhi, expected to land shortly in Delhi in about 45 minutes time. But we know that this is an ongoing process. As far as Indian diplomats is concerned, no call has been taken when it comes to Indian mission in Kabul. It is likely to remain open, and that is the message from New Delhi when it comes to its mission in Kabul.
Right. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.